Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf might be the connection that makes or breaks the Pittsburgh Steelers' offense this season. To build that connection, the Steelers have taken it a step further, allowing the duo to foster a positive relationship. Metcalf and Rodgers are suitemates inside Rooney Hall at St. Vincent College. I got DK as my suite mate, so we're sharing a toilet and a shower. But I love this idea, this opportunity to be out here in Latrobe and to stay here and connect with the guys, Rodgers said. Rodgers was initially quite surprised that Metcalf was his suite mate, and he did not expect that, but he understands why the rooms were assigned that way to encourage getting to know one another. I was surprised. I was here Tuesday night and not many other guys were here other than the rookies. When I got into the room, I realized we were sharing with someone else. I was secretly hoping it wasn't a big lineman or something, maybe somebody who cared about their hygiene a little bit. So when I walked in, I saw a standard suitcase. I said, well, I think it's going to be good. This is probably DK, Rodgers said. Metcalf later told some funny stories, such as Rodgers learning about his habit of playing video games, including NCAA 26. Rodgers himself has no interest in those activities, but they are becoming closer through those interactions. In addition, the pair shared more personal moments together, discussing life and delving into football discussions. It allows us to get to know one another on a person-to-person level, Metcalf said. So far, Aaron has been great. The Steelers are banking on both players being key contributors for them, and their relationship and chemistry will be an important work in progress. The Pittsburgh Steelers kicked off training camp on Wednesday. Their practice gave the Steelers their first look at their new quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. After months of speculation, Pittsburgh finally signed the veteran to a one-year deal. He joined star wideout DK Metcalf on Mike Tomlin's roster as the Steelers try to contend in the AFC yet again. Unfortunately for Rodgers, his first throw in Pittsburgh did not go well. His pass got picked off, uncharacteristic for a quarterback as accurate as he is. Throughout his career, the four-time NFL MVP almost never throws interceptions, boasting some of the best touchdown/interception ratios in league history. Despite the poor showing, Rodgers is not concerned about it becoming a trend. Tomlin's newest gunslinger doubled down, saying that he will throw his fair share of touchdowns, according to Post-Gazette Sports reporter Brian Batko. It's good to get that out the way, Rodgers said. I'm going to throw some picks, but I'm going to throw some touchdowns too. Rodgers, Metcalf, and the rest of the Steelers' additions are under pressure to deliver. Tomlin avoided a losing season for another year in 2024 to 2025, but fans in Pittsburgh want to see some playoff success. After losing Justin Fields and Russell Wilson in the offseason, the Steelers retooled as best as they could. Rodgers is coming off a rough season with the New York Jets. However, he got into a rhythm down the stretch of last season. Tomlin and Pittsburgh's coaching staff hope that they can build on that success. Regardless of how their quarterback plays, the Steelers have their work cut out for them. After trading for Jalen Ramsey, Pittsburgh took care of TJ Watt's contract extension. Even though the team is on the older side, it looks like the Steelers want to contend. Whether or not they are successful will heavily depend on Rodgers' production. Luckily for them, the quarterback has plenty of time to shake off the rust and his day-one interception at training camp. When the Pittsburgh Steelers acquired CB Jalen Ramsey as part of a trade where they sent away FS Minkah Fitzpatrick, it left a hole at safety for the Steelers. Ramsey has played cornerback his whole career, but there's been speculation he could play some safety for the Steelers, and early on in training camp, that appears to be the case. Per Alex Kozora, after lining up in the slot with the Steelers in nickel, Ramsey moved to safety in the team's 3-4 grouping. Mike Tomlin said yesterday that the Steelers will have Ramsey, Darius Slay, and Joey Porter Jr. on the field at all times, and to make that happen, it could include putting Ramsey at safety. The team had Ramsey as the top safety on their board in the 2016 NFL Draft, and Ramsey himself talked about potentially playing the position at some point in his career. He's one of the most versatile players in the NFL, and his ability to move around on defense should serve the Steelers well as they try to get their best defenders on the field together all at once. It wasn't a one-off rep for Ramsey either, as the Pat McAfee show's Mark Kabley reported that Ramsey played safety for 3 of Pittsburgh's first 4 reps in team. It's not a total surprise to see Ramsey at safety, but it is at least notable that it's happened frequently this early in camp. The Steelers haven't explicitly stated their plans, and Ramsey said yesterday he's willing to play everywhere. He's not going to be a full-time safety, but it's a development worth watching throughout camp to see just how much Ramsey plays at the position compared to playing in the slot or outside. If Ramsey does play outside, it could come at the expense of Slay or Porter, and the Steelers likely want to keep those two on the field as much as possible. Ramsey's versatility allows the Steelers to get creative and move him around, and if he can function well as a safety, it'll fill some of the void left by Fitzpatrick. In his comments saying he's willing to play anywhere, Ramsey added he wants to be in a position to affect the game. He may feel he can do that at safety, and if he can routinely play there as well as in the slot and as much outside as the Steelers need him, they'll have plenty of options for deploying their weapons in the secondary. Pittsburgh Steelers starting left guard Isaac Seumalo suffered a soft tissue injury and will be on the non-football injured list, head coach Mike Tomlin said. Seumalo, who was the team starter in 13 games last season, did not practice that much during the spring, and third-year player Spencer Anderson will step in for him while he is out. Before being replaced by Mason McCormick, Anderson started in 4 games for the Steelers. Seumalo is coming off his first Pro Bowl, but only made it after multiple players pulled out of the game. He even acknowledged that fact at the end of the season. "I'm really only here because, 3 or 4 guys couldn't be here," Seumalo said to Steelers Now. "So, it's still really cool and an honor. But, I guess I'll take the 4th or 5th place here. I didn't have really anything else going on. It was snowing in Pittsburgh, so I thought I'd try to get some good weather." In his NFL career, Seumalo won a Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles and ascended from mid-round draft pick to sought-after free agent. Seumalo is 31 years old and was drafted out of Oregon State in 2015, so it was a long time coming for Seumalo. He worked his way up from a backup with the Eagles to a starting guard, and once he entered the lineup, he never gave up that spot.